Welcome back to another video. So today we are back to review the new Chainsaw Man chapter 149. So the new chapter came out today, and sadly we have to wait 2 weeks again for another chapter, but we actually get a lot in the chapter. We actually get 19 pages, and it's very, very interesting, and I have some ideas for where the next chapter is going to go, and I think that we're finally going to get that big fight, but I'm not 100% sure, but it's looking like that way. But we should get into the chapter. The chapter was really, really cool, and I liked all the emotional beats that it hit. So the chapter starts off with, I believe this may be the first guy, that one guy from the very beginning of part 2 that was talking about how devils will take control over humanity and that devils are going to conquer the world. And he says this: I foretold this. I warned you that mankind and the devils will go to war. So him just saying that automatically is also boosting Asa's power, that there is war happening, and now in their head, all these humans' heads, they're thinking about war, which is making Asa and Yoru more and more stronger. So that's definitely, we're seeing the effects of war is basically getting her full power back. Yoru's getting her full power back because everyone is afraid of the devil versus human war. And he says, this disaster is divine retribution for ignoring the prophecy. Join me in obeying the voice of God, and together we'll burn the Chainsaw Man army to ashes. And everyone's saying, burn Chainsaw Man, burn Chainsaw Man. And this is another thing that reminds me, like, I think right now, I don't know if it's normally them being afraid of Chainsaw Man. I'm guessing so. So if they're afraid of him, he's supposed to get stronger. But I have this theory that no matter what, if people are afraid of Chainsaw Man, or they have hope in Chainsaw Man, or anything like that, I don't think that he really gets stronger. So far throughout the show, he hasn't really gotten stronger from people believing in him or being scared of him like other devils are. Usually he just gets stronger because he's getting better at controlling his abilities. But so far, I don't think there's a lot of evidence to show that he gets directly stronger because of people having beliefs in him or being afraid of him like other characters. But next we get Fumiko, and she says, "Who boy, while we've been running, the outbreak escalated into something out of an apocalypse movie." And then Denji's like asking like, yo, this is an emergency, like I could turn to Chainsaw Man. And then Fumiko's like, nah, bro, this is the worst time to turn to Chainsaw Man. If those people see you transform, they'll burn you to a crisp. So basically, Fumiko's saying that, like, if they see Denji turn to Chainsaw Man, they're probably gonna throw like some Molotov cocktails at him or something like that, like basically try to light him on fire, which Fumiko probably doesn't know, but Denji can handle fire. If y'all remember in part 1 when he had to fight Santa Claus, he literally lit himself on fire and he was fine. So I don't think that's that big of a deal, but Fumiko doesn't know that and doesn't want to like also endanger the people and endanger Denji. And so this is the funniest part of the chapter, right? So Fumiko's like, yo, you don't gotta bust out the chainsaws, I'll protect you too. And bruh, Denji and Nayata look at her with like this face like, bruh, you can't help nobody. Last chapter we was running away. You could not protect us. The only one that could protect us was Quan Chi, bro. You cannot protect us. And then Nayata's like, we don't need your protection. I'm stronger than you. I'll kill anything that attacks us. And then Fumiko gives us like this nasty look saying, if humans attack us, could you kill them too? And then like Nayata's like, duh. Nayata's like, duh, you thought I was gonna say something different? Like, humans are weak compared to devils. And Fumiko looks at her with like this disgusted face. And Fumiko's like asking Denji, like, what have you been teaching her? And then Denji's like, whatever's on educational TV. And then he gets like this surprised look. He's like, I'm worried about the apartment. And then Nayata starts thinking too, like, oh, the dogs. And I forgot about them dogs. He said the dogs are probably hungry. And then Denji's like, we gotta go home. And then Fumiko's like, come on, we obviously can't do that. I guarantee you those church freaks are staked at your apartment. And then Denji's thinking about the dogs, like, man, like I can't just have my dogs be going hungry. So this is my theory right now, that I believe that at the end of the chapter we're gonna see more and more, but I do think a big fight's gonna be happening when they get back to the apartment. I feel like someone's gonna be there. It's that specific somebody. That's my theory, but we're gonna talk more about it later. But we see that Fumiko, after hears that like they really want to go back to the apartment, she actually like makes a step forward and says, I can't let you go home. We'll shelter you to a public safety facility. So she tried to step up. I ain't gonna lie, Fumiko was like, I don't know what she thought she was gonna do. She tried to step up like, I'm gonna have to restrain y'all so that y'all can't go to the apartment. And then Nayata immediately throws a chain, which this is an impressive feat by Fumiko. She actually managed to dodge the chain. But then, you know, Nayata's like really, really smart. So she saw that there was a person inside of the building, and her chain actually touched her. And then that woman like grabs Fumiko from behind and puts her like in a headlock. And then Fumiko's like literally like restrained, like she can't do nothing. I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's not looking good for Fumiko. She is like kind of weak so far. She's supposed to protect Denji and Nayata. Yeah, she getting cooked by Nayata this easy and getting restrained by like this older woman. I'm guessing like when Nayata does this, she also like enhances the strength of the person she's controlling. But her getting caught up like this and not being able to react to the old person grabbing them, but react to the chain, it's weird. Fumiko kind of sorry, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And then as soon as Denji sees that, he starts tickling Nayata to like restrain her. And then as soon as Denji does that, Fumiko is like released from the old woman. And then Denji's like yells at Fumiko like, run, Fumiko. We can manage on our own. If you stick around, she'll kill you for real. And Fumiko's so sorry, bro. You look at her face and she just runs away, bro. Fumiko is so sorry, bro. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. I don't think she built for this. Blood not built for this, bro. And then as soon as she leaves, they both stop her. They just look dead at her running away. So at first I thought they were like, this is their plan. They're gonna make it look like that Nayata's gonna kill Fumiko, but like, that's real. She really did try to kill her. Like Denji thought it was like, first was thinking like, okay, that was probably like a joke to get her away. But then he's like, Nayata, you really tried to kill her just now, didn't you? And then Nayata's like, it's fine for devils to kill living things of any kind. Fish, trees. It's the same thing. You must feel it instinctively too. Hurting people makes you feel alive, doesn't it? And then Denji looks at her like, what? And then at first, I thought Denji was going to get PTSD to Makima, right? And then Nayata says like, Denji, want to join the devil side with me? And then Denji's like, you can't be serious, bro. And then Nayata's like, I gave it a lot of thought before I fell asleep. You can tell they're really siblings, bro, because they be doing that a lot. Like, remember that time Denji was going to go to the Chainsaw Man church, and then after he heard the bitch is going to be there, he was like, I gave it a lot of thought. They really brother and sister for real. And then Nayata says, human culture's fun and all, but isn't it suffocating? If we ruled over people as devils, we could pig out on our favorite foods whenever we want. We could own cats of every breed, or even 100 dogs. And then Denji's like, well, what about my friends at school? And then Nayata's like, who cares if they die? You don't care either, right? I'm all you need. And Denji has this look, and Nayata looks at him. And then Nayata has this face of disgust. And in this left panel, she really does look like Makima right here. Like, she even has like the little like braid on the side. Like, she really do look like her right here. And then Nayata says, you just remembered Asamataka, didn't you? And then Nayata's like, why is that loser important to you? You risked your life to protect her the other day too. I don't get it. And then Denji's like, it's cause we kissed, bro. And when I read this, I was like, ah, Denji, is that the only reason? And then Nayata's like, that's it? Like, she even had a sweat on her face. Like, she's just surprised. And I just love that Denji can surprise anybody in this show. It don't matter who it is. If it's Nayata, Hirofumi, what Denji be saying can just surprise anybody. And then Denji explains, he says, I've kissed a bunch of times up until now, and it always went horribly wrong. You know, Makima, Rize. There's more people at the top of my head, but those are the two people that come to my mind. Makima, Rize. And Himeno, the Predator. He says that kiss with Asa was the one time I didn't get hurt, which is funny because he was actually going to get hurt in that scene. Like, the whole goal of that kiss was for Yoru to turn Denji into a weapon. So that's funny because so far we don't know why Denji won't get turned into a weapon, because Asa has done it. Like, Asa and Yoru have tried it 2 times and it hasn't worked. So we don't know exactly why. It might be because he's Chainsaw Man, because he's a devil, and maybe she can't turn devils into weapons. It's funny that that's happened, that he was actually supposed to get hurt in that scene, but he didn't. And then Nayata looks at him with like this face. Like, you can tell like she's kind of like disappointed or upset. And she's like, do you like her? And he's like, this much? And then he's like, what about me? And then Denji got this big ass like hand, like, I love you this much. Like, I like Asa, but you know, you're still like my sister. I love you like this much. And then Nayata smiles and gets happy and then like jumps up on him and then says like, fine, I won't kill humans. Now let's hurry home. And so that's the end of the chapter. And I like this chapter a lot. I do like this whole like Nayata Denji scene. I think Nayata's gonna be more lenient on Asa. I think because Nayata just doesn't want to lose Denji, because like, you know, that's her brother, and she doesn't want to lose him to anybody. Like, that's the only person like she cares about. And she's like, okay, like, as long as like you're not picking Asa over me, which Denji multiple times has not picked Asa over her. He set his boundaries. Like, I like Asa, I think she's cool, I want to get to know her, but you know, you're like, that's my sister. Nayata's my main priority. And once again, he's like reassuring her that I like Asa, but if it has to be, I have to pick between y'all two, I'm gonna pick you all the time, because you know, you're my sister and I love you and shit like that. And I was like, oh, this is such a good chapter, bro. I think I talked about everything. Oh, the one thing I'm gonna talk about before I let y'all go, I might make another Chainsaw Man video after this, because we're gonna be on a break for 2 weeks and there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But the people that I think, when Fumiko said, oh, there might be people stalking your apartment, I think that's actually what's gonna happen. I think Barum is gonna be at Denji's apartment or Asa. It's gonna be one of those two. I feel like Barum knows where Denji lives. I would be very surprised if Barum doesn't know where Denji lives, because Denji has been kind of like stalked by the whole like weapons group, and they know that Denji's Chainsaw Man, so of course they would like probably follow Denji home and know where he lives at. So I think the big fight that I've been talking about for weeks now is probably hopefully gonna happen next chapter, where Denji pulls up to his crib, they check on the dogs, and then Barum's there, and then like he's ready to fight or whatever. But I'm hoping that's true. If it's not true, I'm ready to be surprised, because everything in Chainsaw Man Part 2 so far has been like amazing. I love it. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, Chainsaw Man is so like discombobulated, like it's so like crazy and shit like that, but everything in Chainsaw Man is for a reason. Stuff that's like this is for a reason. Fujimoto plans all this stuff out on purpose, and I do like this. I do like reading Chainsaw Man every week because it's just so crazy and random, but it's not random because it always coincides with something. Like, it doesn't feel like anything is just, it's like Fujimoto takes his time. Like, we just learned about the final battle that's going to be coming, and we're still like laying down the ground piece, and I just love it. I love it so much. But I think that's everything I want to talk about. Thank you guys for watching the video. Leave a like, subscribe, me some more content like this, and hit that bell to post it consistently. And I'm going to see you guys next time. Peace.